Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot card reading connects into our superpowers, our psychic senses that a lot of us aren't always aware that we have. We typically understand that we have the five senses. You know, we come into this earth with our five senses, hopefully all intact. Not all of us are so lucky, but we definitely have the ability to tap into things beyond that. Things like clairsentience, which is deep feeling, claircognizance, deep knowing, clairvoyance, seeing, clairaudience, hearing, those kinds of energies. We all have the ability to do this. A lot of the times we discount it, or we don't trust it, or we don't even recognize that we're leaning into these extra sensory perceptions that we have. So this reading is going to help you to connect into the ones that want to be awakened within you more fully, and the ones that you likely already have, whether you realize you have them or not. So give yourself a second to look at the thumbnail there, or at the intro into the images, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. So before we even get started with the reading here, you chose the first image, which was connected to the color red, and then the candle. So that is fire energy, solar energy. You could be somebody who is able to connect more deeply to the spiritual realms, to the universe through fire or candle magic, something of that nature. You could be somebody who has a lot of fire in your astrological birth chart. And also that fiery energy is connected to leadership, being somebody who inspires and gets inspired, somebody who's very creative, very passionate, has the ability to lead with that kind of energy. But we shall see what else shows up for you guys. Okay, so coming out right out of the gate here is Animal Kingdom. So you're somebody who can probably understand animals in a way that most people can't, whether you're aware of it or not. Almost like you can intuitively sense what it is that they need, what they're feeling. They might be drawn to you as well. They speak to you. They are message bringers. Whether you understand this about yourself or not, I feel like this is something that is being highlighted for you because you have the ability to intuitively tap into the animal kingdom, to receive messages from them, to understand them in a way that most humans can't. And then we've got the power of empathy. So this would be one of the energies that wants to be leaned into more, wants to be expanded and awakened in some way. And how well would that go together with the animal kingdom? Maybe you're somebody who could use the power of empathy that you have for the animal kingdom to help them in some kind of way. Either way, you're somebody who is really able to put yourself in another person's shoes, or maybe even in animal shoes, and intuitively understand what they're feeling, what they need. You're likely somebody who can walk into a room and feel the energy and understand what's going on before anybody says a word. You just feel it in your body. But I suspect too that you're probably a person who has a lot of people that come to you or are drawn to you like a moth to that flame with that fire solar energy, looking for your healing energy. You likely emit that healing energy. Most empaths do. They're very good at drawing people who need healing towards them because you naturally have that in your auric field. But there's a big connection here to me for you guys in the animal kingdom. You likely have the power to really empathize and connect in with the animal kingdom in a way that, again, most people cannot. And if this is showing up for you, it's because it's time to open these gifts even more so, to utilize them in some way for the greater good, as part of your passion and your purpose. Antelope, decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. Okay, so maybe you've been indecisive about what to do around something, especially if it relates to animals or others, where you're bringing that fiery solar energy, that leadership ability, creativity, sorry, I can't speak, inspiring others, because I think that's something you naturally do, and that healing energy. So something around that type of energy needs some decisiveness. And I will say, right at the gate, for whatever reason, I'm feeling like if it's not aligned with your heart or connected to utilizing your capabilities here or opening them up more, it's likely not the right path. And I don't say that lightly because you have the free will to choose for yourself. But I feel like if one feels more logical and sensible but doesn't connect into your heart, it's probably not the right one. Also, sometimes when we're really empathic, it can be hard for us to make a decision because we're thinking so much about others and how our decisions might affect them. So that's something to be mindful of when it comes to the power of empathy. Your heart space will need to be cleared more frequently than the average person because you're pulling in all the negative energy from others, and it gets stored up in our energy centers, in our heart space, in our wherever these powers that you have come from. And that's definitely going to be the heart for many of you. Also, some earth energy, I think, too. Solar plexus as well, because fire energy is coming from that solar plexus energy where we're brave, we're empowered, we're courageous, we take action, as this says. So those could be areas of concern for you, but we're actually going to pull some chakra cards here to see which ones are your most empowered and which ones will need to be cleared. It's sort of both with these cards. And it's, it sounds like it doesn't make sense, right? Like it's a contradictory statement. But oftentimes where we get the most clouded within ourselves or the most clogged up in our energy centers is where we actually have our superpowers. It's because sometimes we're using them so much, or we're overutilizing them or underutilizing them, that happens. Okay, third eye chakra. So vision, being able to see a clear vision. And that makes sense, right? We've got as a main energy and a heads up from spirit saying it's time to make a decision and then take action, needing to use vision to do this, using imagery, visualizing what it is that you want, seeing it in your mind's eye, allowing that vision to open up and come through for you. So this would be a natural area of what am I trying to say here? A natural chakra that you could likely use more than you realize, but is currently blocked, right? That clairvoyance, the ability to see what's coming, to create a vision and then manifest it. It's all connected to that third eye chakra energy. Ooh, sacral. Emotional center, your emotional center. So this is actually your water center. So perhaps you have a lot of fire within you, but your sacral suffers as a result, right? Which is our emotional center. What feels good? Are we holding guilt and shame around anything? If you're an empath, you probably are. You probably do. You probably hold more than you need to be holding in this energy center. So sacral chakra clearing would be a really good idea for you, especially as an empath, right? Getting emotionally clogged up. But I think sometimes the emotions that you're carrying and holding on to are others. And so it's about clearing these areas, right? And this would likely affect your ability to create that vision and get decisive. I do get the sense that you're always thinking of others and what others need. And with our emotional center being connected to water, to actually it's also connected to creativity and inspiration because it's the feminine energy center, right? Where we nurture, where our maternal instincts, whether you're male or female, really get birthed through us, and our that's what it's connected to. This energy center can get very clogged up as an empath when we're carrying everybody else's stuff. I know I'm repeating myself here, but guilt and shame can also be stored here in this energy center. But creativity, right? What we want to create, right? Because think of a mother and her womb, being able to actually create a whole human being, that can get thwarted when we're holding too much of everybody else's energy, or when this chakra center is clogged up or blocked. And I really feel like because you're that empath, that's likely the case for you. And it would absolutely have a domino effect of affecting your vision. Hopefully I'm making some sense here. On the bottom, we've got the solar plexus chakra, which I'm not surprised by. I think this is a natural superpower area for you. The ability to lead in some way, but not to your own detriment, message one. Also, I don't know why, but I'm so drawn to the number 6. I recognize the 2s there, but for whatever reason, it's the 6 that's been drawing me in. All right, we've got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plans. How well does that go with needing to make a decision right now and create a vision? So that's a strong message here for you guys. A lot of feminine energy coming out here too. Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Yep, that's that solar fire energy that you naturally have, whether you're utilizing or not, whether you realize or not, you have it. How are you being called to step up and lead? And you're seeding the light and laying foundations, creating a divine plan. Now, this is coming on the side of what ails you, what challenges you, right? Because it's connected to not having that vision just yet, or being able to connect to it. So this is an area that you're going to want to work on, allow healing around. I feel here for some of you. Deep replenishment. Yeah. Retreat, rest, and be held. Yeah. Being somebody who nurtures others, who is an empath, who understands and feels and takes all the pain from others, whether you realize you're doing it or not, is so depleting and so draining. And it affects us, our energy field and our emotions far more than we realize. You are somebody who will likely need to give yourself space for this kind of rest and retreat more often than the average person, because you hold so much healing light in your energetic body. So taking a step back right now will help you make a decision later down the line. I don't know why I'm getting it sooner than they think. But I feel like it'll be so beneficial to you guys, especially with that sacral chakra being out of balance. Pillars of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Look at that. You are the oracle. You already know. You do have the ability to know, to tap in, to understand, the wisdom, the ability to make the decision. It's just about clearing out these chakra centers, leaning into your most dominant one and your superpowers as they are. So much about being the light for others, being able to seed the light for others. Your vibration is rising. And, I feel like this rest and retreat will really help that happen faster by giving yourself a break. One thing I've told people who have really strong empathic abilities and are very, very tapped into the energy of others and really absorb their energy is to, before you go into any kind of situation where there's a lot of people, you don't have to stop doing that altogether. It's about putting a protection in place, even just imagining a bubble of light around you and asking angels of light and protection to allow you to give out love and healing energy while protecting yours, only what's mine, and allowing yourself to not absorb it. Blue light and white light can be really helpful with this. Carrying certain crystals, I would take a moment to look that up because that could be a really good idea for you guys too. Look at this. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking, facing your true north. Facing your true north. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying with the decisiveness up here, right? If you're tempted to go in a direction that's comfortable and known, but doesn't feel the best, it's not your direction. And maybe you're second guessing it. Maybe you're hitting bumps and, having some frustrations around how things are going right now. And it's making it difficult for you to make a decision. This is essentially saying, stop overthinking it. Keep facing your true north. And you might be going through some difficulty right now where decisions have to be made and you're not really feeling yourself, likely because you're absorbing so much energy from others. But this too shall pass. You are the oracle. You are able to see the light for others. You are a leader. There's a lot of positive things here about you, message one. So again, stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. You've got this. Even if you're a little bit down and out right now, you've got this. These are your superpowers. And I will say, above all the other clairs and psychic abilities, I always say I think being an empath is one of the hardest because it is connected to clairsentience, which is feeling. And when we're feeling all the time and we're not just feeling our own stuff, but we're feeling everybody else's, and then we're absorbing that negativity, it can be overwhelming and exhausting. So I do really feel like it's one of the harder ones to have, but it's very dominant for you. And I feel here, Spirit saying we want them to be able to open these parts of themselves more without being connected to everybody else's stuff. So again, looking for practices that you can put in place to protect your own energy while still remaining open. Okay. Let's pull some more cards here. Oh, well, that one came flying out too, actually. So we've got thinker, We've got overthinking over here, so thinker, and then fork in the road, which is kind of what I was feeling up here, this idea of two paths and the temptation to take the one that is known rather than the one that's best for you. Also, I'm noticing the number 44 there, very connected into the angelic realm. That could be important for you guys. So taking this time out to rest, retreat, and be held, to nurture yourself, to clear these chakra centers, such a good idea, because it will help you think more clearly and more intuitively and help you just make that decision, right? Because that's where you're at with that fork in the road. Do I go left or do I go right? Do I go this way or do I go that? Ooh, exchanging gifts. Interesting, because it's like you're going to give so much to others. And I think you already naturally do with that empathy and with this connection that you have to the animal kingdom. But I feel like maybe there's a message here that a lot of you guys need to allow yourself to receive. What you give, you should also tithe with what you receive, right? It shouldn't just be one way. And I think that's part of the equation here with the exchanging gifts. But we also can't pour from an empty cup, right? Message 1. And I feel like some of you do that. Deplete yourselves, but keep going. Rest and retreat. Community, yeah. Again, with somebody who holds the power of empathy, the community tends to matter to those so much more to those people who are very empathic, wanting to make sure everybody else is taken care of, that everybody else is okay. Whatever it is that you're trying to cultivate, whatever decision you need to make about your purpose, your passion, what it is that you're doing here. No matter what you do, as long as you're choosing from the heart and you're centered in that choice, it will benefit the community. I feel like it's something that you might worry about a lot, but don't worry so much. Message 1, you've got this. And I think that you bless your community no matter what you're doing. Just remind yourself of that if you feel like you're not doing enough. To the sea. And I'm noticing the number 7 up there. 7 is a very spiritual number. To the sea. This is essentially purification, cleansing, right? Needing to maybe use saltwater baths to help clear our own energetic bodies, to clear out the spaces of us that are gunked up, that it's causing you to feel like you can't make a good decision or an empowered decision, or there's concern or worry that you're holding on to right now. To the sea, saltwater baths, going physically to the ocean, cleansing and purifying your body, like physically and energetically. So meditation's also a really good idea for you guys. All right. I think that right now you're not feeling very empowered or powerful, but message 1, I think that you're far more powerful than you've been giving yourself credit for. Because right out of the gate with that heart up there, you're already somebody who holds a lot of energy in that heart space that gives out healing energy. And we've got these other chakras here that could become superpowers for you as well. And then that solar plexus as well being a dominant one for you that was on the bottom there. It just feels like if you're fully aligned and when you're fully aligned, you're very unstoppable. So making that a priority in your day-to-day life and putting protections in place so that you don't absorb everybody else's stuff. I cannot bang on about how important I think that will be for you and beneficial. Focus your mind on what you really want. We are helping. I love that message for you guys. What you really want. Don't be tempted to go in a direction that's less than what you want, but you fear. Talk to us. We are listening. And they say they're helping here too, right? So calling in your ancestors, your angels, your passed on loved ones, they're available to you now. You might even receive visions with this. And owls are very connected to clairaudience. People are always surprised to know that, but they are. So you might hear things from the spiritual realm, maybe through song, or you walk by somebody who's having a conversation and something they say just, perks you up or connects something for you, connects the dots in some way. Either way, owls are connected clairaudiently. Right? So you might receive messages through sound, through the animal kingdom, most definitely. But yes, you are being helped. That's definitely coming through strong here. And your spiritual team, your spirit guides, your passed on loved ones, they want you to speak to them because you'll receive. Ooh, that flew right out. Okay. 0440, we've got the 44 there. Fours are very connected to strong foundations, but also the angelic realm, just to let you know. And 0 is the God force energy, right? So moving through that God force energy with foundation, with the backing of the spiritual realm. And this is prosperity, achievement, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, and luck. Wow, significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. Woo, I love this for you guys. I really do feel you're far more empowered rather than you believe you are, that you give yourself credit for, especially when you are aligned. Because I feel so many chakra powers for you, right? Like I can feel it in my own body. Clairsentience is probably my strongest, Claire. And immediately it was just sort of like, I could feel it in my heart as we were talking. I could feel it in my solar plexus. And then we've got these ones showing up for you as well. I just think when you're aligned and balanced, you are quite unstoppable. And look at this beautiful energy that you have that wants to show up for you. Take a step back right now, message 1. Rest, retreat, get aligned. Allow for that purification to happen before making any hasty decisions or retreating backwards in some way that isn't going to be for your best and highest good. Because you've got so many good things coming your way. And it's time to utilize your powers and abilities with that solar fire and the animal kingdom and empathy in the best possible way. And you've also got these abilities to create and to see beyond the mundane, the ordinary. Something precious to you was lost, but has suddenly now reappeared. Receive this gift as a clear sign that the angels want you to be happy. And it's angel wings, and there's like what looks like a red stone in there. It almost looks like a key to me, though I don't know that that's what it is. So something that was lost is soon about to be found, is about to reappear, maybe an idea, a person, a situation, actual physical thing. This is just a heads up from spirit to be open to this. Maybe even it's a necklace for some of you. Something precious to you was lost, but suddenly now reappeared. Receive this gift as a clear sign that the angels want you to be happy. It could even be something, again, more spiritual coming back around to you, an idea and inspiration. And if that happens, absolutely pay attention, because it's meant to come back around for you to utilize in some way. It could definitely be a physical thing, though. I do think for some of you it might be. Okay, message 1. I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day, and really give yourself over to this rest and retreat and get yourself aligned to the best of your ability, because I feel like what's on the other side of that is nothing short of amazing and miraculous. It really does feel that way for you guys. All right, take care. Hello, message 2. So you chose the second image, the green present, and then that image above that was the bowl with the herbs. So that right away tells me a few things. That's earth energy, so very connected into earthly things. Maybe that you're somebody who's very good with healing, holistically especially, but any kind of healing. It could even be a nurse or a doctor or anything of that nature, but able to utilize natural things from the earth to heal others. Somebody who likes to make concoctions holistically that help people. It could be somebody who's good with Reiki or has the potential to utilize something with Reiki. Now that's just based on the image. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but if you were drawn to it, whether you realize it or not, you likely have some natural healing abilities, holistically or otherwise. And you might even have a lot of earth energy in your astrological chart. You don't have to be an earth sign, but you could have strong placements in any one of the earth signs. So that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. All right. Ooh, look at that. Clairvoyance. The ability to see what's coming, to tap into future events, but to also just have the vision to manifest, to see beyond the veil, essentially. You might receive images often, and this could even be for some of you connected to what a person might need holistically to heal themselves. And for others, it could just be that you might get, little movies all of a sudden play out in your mind's eye. and they're trying to tell you something. These visuals, these images that show up for you are trying to tell you something that's coming or that's been. The ability to tap in psychically and clairvoyantly, whether you're utilizing it, whether you realize it or not. You have this capacity. And then we've got animal kingdom. So this would be the one that wants to be awakened within you more deeply. Perhaps you're somebody who could bring healing energy to the animal kingdom, and clairvoyantly you'd be able to tap in to see almost into them what they need. Or you've been thinking about how you can help the animal kingdom more. They often, or likely rather, bring you messages. They are the messengers for you. You probably have a strong spiritual team of animals around you in the spiritual realm that guide you often. And if not, if you've not tapped into that, this is your heads up that this is what's about to awaken within you. You will feel more connected to the animal kingdom. You will be receiving messages from them. They will be guiding you in some kind of way. You'll feel their energy. And this wants to be awakened even more so within you to receive. But I also think in some way, you can intuitively connect into them. You can clairvoyantly see what it is that they may need for some of you, because this is general. So it can be any one of these things. All right. Let's pull some more cards here for you guys. This came up in the first message as well on the other side here of the one that you might likely... So on this side, it's more about what you naturally have, whether you realize it or not, and what wants to be awakened. It was in the reverse. And I say that because if there's some overlap, perhaps you might want to look at some of message one's message to see if it resonates with you. Lizard and dream time. Pay attention to your dreams and visions. So you are likely psychically receiving visually through clairvoyance what you should be doing next, or what's coming for you, right? Like being able to see the future in some kind of way. And if you're not giving yourself over to this is your heads up from the universe and spirit saying it's time to. Keeping a journal beside your bed to pay attention to your dreams. And this is visions as well, right? Visions, clairvoyance. You have this. You might just be passing it off as nothing, or you might be second guessing it. Maybe some of you are even like, no, I recognize it. I know I have this. Opening it up even more. Maybe putting some practices in place that will help you strengthen this and fortify this energy within you to open it even more. Because if you're being asked to pay attention to your dreams and visions, they are definitely trying to guide you in some way. They're trying to show you the way. So yes, definitely keep a dream journal, and maybe just keep a journal for any time that you receive some sort of a vision or an idea and inspiration that shows up in your mind's eye, and write it down. Even if it doesn't make sense, even if it seems ridiculous, you might be able to go back to it later and say, oh my gosh, I see it now, and be able to connect some dots. I'm going to pull some chakra cards to see which chakras need some tending to, which ones are naturally empowered for you, even if they aren't right now. And the ones where we hold the most power tend to be the ones that get the most clogged up because we're either overusing them or underutilizing them. Throat chakra, expression, being able to speak. So you're probably somebody who has a lot to say, that a lot of wisdom to share, and maybe even communicating what you see to others that benefits others in some kind of way, or the animal kingdom, right? Because this could be manifesting in many ways with the animal kingdom showing up, whether it's you receive a lot of help from the animal kingdom, from the earthly plane, maybe even like plants and trees, there's some sort of connection there, or you are meant to be helping them in some way. But yes, throat chakra. Clearing, and that's also connected to our ears as well. So being able to hear clairaudiently is connected to our throat chakra. So if our throat chakra is blocked, we're not expressing ourselves as much as we should be. We're not communicating what we see, what we know, what we feel, that wisdom that we have. It's going to be blocked. It might even cause us some pains. It will also affect our ability to hear spirit. So I feel like for you guys, this might be an area to clear out. Solar plexus chakra, right? The center of power, bravery, courage, owning our power, standing in it, acting on it, and our inspirations. So this could also be somewhere where you need a little bit more fine tuning. You naturally would have this energy, but it could be blocked as well. And I feel like it might be because I feel like there's this a bit of a disconnect from these abilities that you have. You're either underutilizing them, or maybe they're not refined enough where you feel like you can trust them. But this is what wants to be shifted, right? And you want to be awakening more to your ability to connect in with the animal kingdom, to have them be your guides, to be your messengers, to potentially help them in some way with your intuitive gifts. And 5 and 3, I'm noticing 5 and 3. And the first message was just one number I was connected to, but I'm really connected to both here. 3 is the number of ascended masters in creativity, and 5 is connected to change. So those could be a bit of messaging here for you as well. It's funny because I keep having this line from a song go through my head, and it's something about don't doubt it, don't doubt it, victory is in your veins. So I feel like that could be a message for some of you. Maybe there is a lot of doubt around these gifts or what you're receiving. All right. Oh, trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Dismissing, I think, your inner knowing, your visions, your capabilities. Definitely a strong theme showing up for you guys. So while this would be a natural energy center, a natural psychic ability that you have, I definitely think there's a block within it. And it's causing you to not trust yourself, which would keep you disempowered, right? Not with a clear solar plexus where you feel empowered, like you do know, like you are brave, like you are courageous, like you can go for that thing, and that you're entirely capable of doing whatever this thing is. A disconnect there. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And trusting the niggle. Wow, message 2. Spirit's really trying to get your attention. They're really trying to get you to open up more with your powers, your gifts. You must have something very important that your community, the world in some way needs. And I think that there's a lack of empowerment with you, like self-esteem, trusting yourself and your abilities and what you're doing to say yes to it. Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Yeah, taking a leap of faith, right? It's that trust, believing in yourself, being empowered. I'm really going to say start here. With the solar plexus chakra energy message too, because it's definitely out of balance. Because when it's in balance, we do feel empowered, we do feel capable. We're able to feel fear and do it anyways because we just trust that what we're doing and the direction we're going is right, and so we just push through. And so that's definitely an out of balance energy center for you. And I do think that you're holding back of what needs to be said in the wisdom that you have in some way. You go first, the universe will catch you. It's sort of like you don't have to wait for a sign that you're doing the right thing. If it feels right, it is right. And as you move towards what you're being called to move towards, the spirit will have your back. Oh, wow. Look at this. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. Right there with the throat chakra. So this is definitely a blocked energy center as well. And again, it affects your ability to hear spirit as well. So all the more reason to give over to some clearing to these areas. Share your voice. Yeah. Yeah, you have wisdom to share. You have something that needs to be said and expressed. You have capabilities that bring about healing in some kind of way, whether you are a healer through your voice, through your vision, through your wisdom, that connects into the animal kingdom, that is actually a holistic type of healing or a Reiki type of healing or just healing with words. You are meant to be doing far more of it and utilizing far more of these gifts. Right, because with the holistic healing, that is just my connection to the image that you picked. Whether you realize you're capable of that or not, it's there. You don't have to be utilizing that. Your healing could come through word rather than actual holistic medicinal type healing. Look at this. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature, which makes so much sense because you chose the green present, the green gift with that healing energy. And this is saying to get grounded. So that's just another chakra that needs maybe some work, some tending to, so that you can be centered, not overthinking. You are also empathic, deeply feeling person. I do think there's a little overlap to message 1. If you're interested, you might want to look at that one as well. But you need to get grounded, and you're somebody who gets a lot of healing energy shipped your way through nature, through the animal kingdom. You connect in greatly with that earth energy. It's very beneficial to you. Empaths, yeah, you're also very empathic, which makes a lot of sense. I suspect everybody who's found themselves looking at this tarot reading is empathic. There's somebody who feels quite deeply to different degrees and different levels, but I think that you're no exception here in message 2. Yeah, highly sensitive. And you know, that highly sensitive is really sticking out to me too, because you likely absorb the energy of others as well as those that I was talking about in message 1 to your detriment at times. So needing to put practices in place that keeps your energy protected while still showing up for people in the way that brings them healing. A tricky thing to do, but I would recommend looking up some of those practices that you could put in place. Carrying crystals and stuff too, especially because you seem to be very connected into earth energy. Crystals are likely to benefit you more than the average person because you have such a strong connection to the earth, to the animal kingdom, to natures, to trees, to flowers, to crystals. And I think waterways too. For you guys. A leg up. Okay, getting a leg up. It almost feels like needing a bit of a boost, right? Feeling like you can't get a leg up has been really challenging for you, but I think part of it is because you're dismissing your abilities and you're kind of disempowered yourself to some degree here. Observer. Yeah, taking the time out to create that vision, to get really connected to your clairvoyant ability and observe and see through the mind's eye rather than just what's right in front of you. Ooh, mending. That's that healing energy, right? Just from the image that you chose. I really think that you have the ability to heal in so many different kinds of ways, right? Like we're talking with wisdom, with words, with communication, protect, maybe for some of you with hands-on healing, holistic healing. You're a mender, and that can be exhausting work, and you're also empathic. And I feel like you're being called to be more of this, but making sure that you're coming from in a balanced, healthy, empowered place where you're grounded, where you're in your power, where your chakras are clear. Clean it up. Yeah. So we've got needing to get a leg up, wanting to get a leg up, needing to stop, pause, observe, get clear vision, reconnect to your superpowers here, mending things, healing things, cleaning up our energy. Also, I think just physically around you, what's the expression? Cleanliness is next to godliness. When our space is clear, we feel more clear. We free up our minds to not be concerned about clutter around us. And then we feel more prepared and ready to go. I feel like that might be a thing for some of you. Okay, that's there. All right. Yeah, flexible, staying flexible around things, being adaptable, being flexible, going with the flow, not being too rigid with our thinking and what it is we think we must do or what we think we might need. All going to be really important for you guys at this time. And I will say, I do notice people who have a lot of earthy energy, and I do feel like whether you realize it or not, you don't have to be in a solar earth energy to have it. Tend to be a little bit more rigid, right? Because they are so earth connected that sometimes it can be hard for them to take their energy up higher. I think that's part of the equation for some of you. Okay, I just want to say that on the bottom, I just felt compelled to look at it. It says fork in the road. So you've got more than one option coming up for you. And I think this is why you're getting a heads up that, that lizard energy dream time, pay attention to your dreams and visions, because those are the threads that you're going to want to follow rather than that what feels just maybe most logical or practical. Yeah, many options, but you want to get yourself into a good place before you make any big decisions, I feel here. Message 2. Cleaning out that space, getting into observer mode, mending and healing things out. I think that you are that for others too, though. I also got, witchy energy with this too, like some of you might not even realize it, like that witchy energy, the ability to like heal through, because witchy energy, they can heal in so many ways, like even just in regular talking, they don't realize it. But there's something to witchy energy here that's circling around my brain right now. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. Nice. Yeah. And this is how we do it, right? We get clear here. We make space for opening up your natural ability to clairvoyant abilities. We heal things out. We go in, and then we get into that observer mode. We clean things up around us. We stay open and flexible. We get back in our power. And I know I'm saying it like it's just so matter-of-factly. It's not that easy to do, but this is where you want to start message 2. Because on the other side of that is that happy ending. And your ability to choose from a place of heart resonance and wisdom rather than fear or worry. Look at this. We support you as you cleanse and clear both inside and out. Wow. Clean it up. Clean it up down here, right? Inside and out, and clearing up our chakras, clearing up our third eye chakra here too with that clairvoyance, right? Because that's the third eye. We support you as you cleanse and clear both inside and out. This is going to be such a good thing for you guys to do, message 2. It will create mental space within you. It will create a clearer path for spiritual energy to come through, for those visions to get more broad, more expansive, and more clear for you. A purification. A purification is what's at hand here for you guys. It's going to help you in so many ways. I also think be prepared that in doing this and taking this action that you're going to have a much bigger and broader connection to the animal kingdom in some way. Almost like they're going to come start speaking to you. Nine. Look at that spiritual realm. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. Guys, this throat chakra area is so important for you. There's so much in here that has overlapped about needing to express yourself, right? That came up. Was it in this card? Yeah, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. You know, some of you might even benefit from doing some sort of a past life meditation. You might be holding past life energy that keeps you blocked and stuck, fearful of really opening up your gifts. But the spiritual realm, really trying to get your attention, message 2, really wanting you to connect more in because you're so capable of this, even if you're feeling out of sorts and imbalanced right now. That's the message to get yourself back to that. 999 is the number of spirituality, humanitarianism, which you likely are, and completion, ending off one cycle to start a new one where you're really fully in your power and utilizing your psychic gifts for the greater good. I really think that this is for you guys about getting cleaned up, mind, body, soul, to say yes to a new chapter that's coming in, right? Where there's happy endings and you're far more powerfully connected to the spiritual realm than you have been, and awakening to this animal kingdom energy. Angels often manifest as nature spirits, sometimes joining forces with trees to bring healing energy to earth. Sitting quietly with a tree will help you feel grounded and renewed by its ancient wisdom. Okay, you have so much overlap in different card decks in your reading. So much earthy energy. You are very connected, and even if you don't realize it, you're somebody who massively benefits from earth energy, the animal kingdom, from the trees, all the things, right? We've got that here too. Highly sensitives connect with nature. And now we've got it here again. Really asking you to get out and ground in nature. Connect to the spiritual energy that nature provides, to the animal kingdom, to the trees. It's so healing for you, more than the average person, I think, here. Message 2. And this is saying, you know, you can manifest with nature as well. And it's going to bring you that natural healing energy that I think you give to others, but it empowers you in a way that it may not for others. Hopefully that makes some sense. Either way, it is time for you to get yourself sorted and cleaned up in and around you and within you, because there is something really beautiful on the other side of this. A new beginning where there's a lot of joy and happiness and where you're more fully in your power. I think you're meant to bring healing energy and wisdom to others in so many different ways. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. So you guys chose the blue box. So right out of the gate, we'll talk about just the imagery, because that could be an important message for some of you. Not all of you, it's general. But that had the picture of the woman with all the moons above her. So usually that tells me that you're somebody who's likely very connected into water energy, so water astrological signs, and you do not have to have a sun sign and a water sign for that to make sense for you. You could just have strong planetary placements in your astrological birth chart connected to the water signs, like Cancer, Pisces, and why can't I think of Cancer, Pisces. What is the other? Scorpio, oh my goodness. And so with the picture of that woman there with the moons above her, the moon is also connected to the waters, right? To the oceans and the tides and things like that. So you could have a strong proclivity for the waterways, for the moon, for the stars, for the sky. You could be somebody who wonders, am I a starseed type person? Like where there's this strong and powerful connection into the stars and the moon, where you feel very connected, where you move through cycles, much like the moon, where you ebb and flow like that, like the water. All that could be a thing for you. And the moon is connected to intuition. So you could be highly intuitive, somebody who just knows. So that could be connected to your crown chakra, where you receive almost like divine downloads through your mind and intuitively. Holy cow, Animal Kingdom has showed up for every message. Animal Kingdom. So this is a superpower that you already naturally have, whether you realize it or not. Think Dr. Dolittle. You receive messages from the Animal Kingdom. You're able to tap into their wisdom, to what it is they want from you, what they need. You're likely surrounded by many spiritual guides that are animals. You're probably able to tap into their traits, whether you recognize you're doing it or not. But just have a strong connection. They're likely drawn to you and you to them. And they speak to you in ways that others wouldn't possibly understand, where you just know. Also, I feel like there's a strange sense of being able to almost shapeshift. So shapeshifters with the Animal Kingdom as well. People who are able to adapt and shapeshift into one form, almost like utilizing certain traits from the Animal Kingdom. All of this could be at play for you, whether you are utilizing this gift or not, but very connected into the Animal Kingdom, able to speak to them like that Dr. Dolittle energy. They understand you, they flock to you, you just are guided to, and they likely bring you a lot of messages. And now we've got clairaudience. So that's the ability to hear spirit. And this is what's being asked to be opened up more fully for you guys, for your benefit. And if it's showing up, it's because you're entirely capable of doing this. You are able to receive messages from the spiritual realm through clairaudience, through hearing spirit. And, often it's not like people think it is, like they portray it in the movies. It's not this loud, booming voice. It's just almost like hearing within your mind as well, messages that come through. So don't discount that if that starts to happen for you. One thing with clairaudience is it's connected to your throat chakra. So if your throat chakra is blocked at all, it will affect your ability to hear clairaudiently what spirit is trying to tell you. So keep that in mind. Your throat chakra is also connected to expression and speaking and communication. And this is spiritual communication we're talking about too. You might start to receive messaging through songs or just sounds, conversations that you overhear, all through sound though. So be open to that. Whatever shows up for you, whatever you happen to hear. I'm feeling especially songs though for you guys. Might be one way this starts to really open up for you, where a line or a lyric stands out and you're like, I know that was a message for me. But also, I think it's a bit of a heads up to not be afraid if you start to get random sounds or you feel like someone's whispering in your ear trying to tell you something, that's spirit trying to get your attention and open your ability to connect in clairaudiently more. It would seem collectively, though, the animal kingdom is really speaking to all of us right now, either energetically or quite literally. Porcupine and innocence. Free yourself of guilt and shame. Okay. So what are you holding on to? What story or narrative are you telling yourself that makes you feel less than? That makes you feel like you have a reason to feel guilty or shameful about something to do with yourself? This is connected to the sacral chakra. So that's our emotional energy center. It's also our water energy center, right? And you picked that blue box, which is connected to the water signs and water energy, and the moon. So the sacral chakra holds our creativity. It holds the energy of intuition, and emotions, all the emotions and sexuality as well. So guilt and shame is held there, held in that sacral. So you, whether it shows up here or not for you, these are areas that you're going to want to look at to potentially clear, make stronger, understand better, so that you don't carry these energies around with you, because they're acting as blocks to this clairaudience that wants to awaken with you, and potentially even your ability to connect into the animal kingdom, which you've always had, but you may be not realizing or underutilizing this ability. All right, let's pull some chakra cards. These ones are still slippery. There it is, throat chakra. There's a lot of these messages are overlapping in some kind of way. Throat chakra, yep, connected to clairaudience. So this is definitely a chakra that you want to work on. It's likely blocked for you right now, which is causing you to not be able to hear spirit. So what is it that needs to be expressed, and why aren't you expressing it? Where do you hold back on speaking your truth? Holding your tongue too much? Or conversely, for sometimes it can be overactive, where we're talking, but we're not actually listening. And in order to have clairaudience actually work for us and to hear spirit, we need to be quiet enough to listen, right? So it could be a little overactive as well. Heart chakra, okay. And remember, we've got that sacral chakra there because that's connected to the guilt and shame. Heart chakra, something held in the heart, maybe some wounding. We need to expand our hearts a little bit more, be more open, be more vulnerable. Guarded, less guarded in the heart space, in order to allow the heart's wisdom to start speaking to us. Something to keep in mind here, message 3. I definitely think that there needs to be some clearing here, though, for you. And I'm going to add in the sacral there because of that guilt and shame. All right, let's pull some more cards. You know, and I definitely think that guarded heart energy, because porcupines, right? Like, they're the sweetest, softest, most innocent type of animal, but they look scary because they have those quills, and they can throw quills, and they can use them to protect themselves, which is what they do. It almost feels like that overprotecting yourself a little bit, which is creating some sort of block to your gifts more fully opening. Wow, there's so much overlap in these messages. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That in your gut, right? And if you're having some blocks in these areas, you wouldn't likely be trusting it. But there is something trying to get your attention right now, and spirit wants you to start paying attention to it. And they're saying you might be able to hear their calling, their messages, what they're trying to get you to understand, if you clear these spaces out, if you trust a little bit more. I think you've already tapped into something. But again, just discounting it, not trusting yourself or the wisdom coming through. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Right. So what is in the physical world acting as a block to your ability to connect more into the spiritual realm, to the universal energy that's trying to get your attention, that's trying to give you that niggle, that wants you to understand that there's something that they need you to understand and hear and connect into? Creating healthy boundaries for yourself. Maybe you feel guilty about creating boundaries that you know you need, but you feel guilty doing that, asking anybody to have to step back or give you space. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, being playful, right? Innocence up there. Absolutely. We always undervalue this energy. Like, well, that's not productive. That's not really doing anything, but it's so important. It raises our vibration. It makes us feel more connected to our soul, our heart, ourself. That would be one way to really help your heart chakra clear too, is allow for play. As it says, have fun. Don't be so serious. This can be a fun thing that you're doing here. A fun life is meant to not just all be hard and trying. It's also supposed to be fun. This is what I'm trying to say. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, and I want to just show you something here. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So you have a spiritual team of ancestors around you that are guiding you. But look at all the animals in this card. We've got cougars. There's elephants, wolves, eagles. You are definitely connected strongly to the animal kingdom. You have many animal guides around you. Message 3. As well as people, right? Because we've got her up there as well. They're all standing around waiting for you to ask for their help. This is what it's feeling like. But again, this needing to listen, to tap in. You need to receive clarity. This wants to be awakened within you. I feel like it really, really, a really strong connection to how necessary this is for my group 3s, particularly right now, making space to do just that. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Yes. You know what I think here, message 3? I think maybe some of you just haven't made enough time or space for meditation, contemplation, reflection, connecting into your heart, to listening, to really tapping in and listening to what Spirit's trying to tell you, to ignoring these boundaries and not listening to the niggle within. Because there's something on the other side of this. This transformation wants to happen. And it feels like for you guys, a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to sit for hours in meditation, reflection, or contemplation to receive answers, to have this healing happen, to have transformation come. I think you're already so powerfully connected in because you of the image you picked with that moon energy, and intuitively, that it'll happen quicker for you than maybe the average person. Let's start here with, what are you holding on to? What makes you feel guilty or shameful? I do feel like for some of you, it's connected into creating boundaries. Like you feel bad about it. You feel like it's not right and that you should be there for everybody in some kind of way, or in bigger ways than you need to be, and putting yourself last. I just can't believe that the animal kingdom has come up for every message so far. We'll see if message 4 is different. Wow. Okay, how many cards fell out there? Because I need 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? We're going to take 6 because all 6 fell out. So we're just going to take that, make it a mess of things. Sorry, message 3. Okay, we're going to start with this first one. It says, clean it up. So energetically speaking, I feel that's what this is, right? Cleaning it up, cleaning up your energy field, cleaning up these heavy feelings that are acting as blocks for you, cleaning up your chakra centers that are normally your superpower centers, but are blocked right now, either underactive or overactive. For me, I feel like maybe for some of you, the throat chakra, it might be a little overactive because we're not stopping, pausing, and listening. And the heart chakra might be underactive, blocked. Either way, you need to clean it up. Clean up your physical space as well as your energetic body and your emotional body. Milk and honey. And then you've got that rainbow there. So that's like softening your energy. Let that have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Softening your energy, like making things a little bit sweeter for yourselves, less serious. That's just a reiteration of what's already shown up here. But I feel like it's about bringing this energy to others, but to yourself even more. It's even needed more. So with that rainbow there too, that makes me think of blessings result from that. Mending. Wow, there's so much overlap in these cards. Mending, needing to heal something out, needing to mend something. I feel like this is within you though, especially with that free yourself of guilt and shame energy. Maybe you feel like you're responsible for something that went wrong and you're not letting yourself off the hook for it. Forgiveness is so necessary, right? And I feel like you'd be such authentic with any kind of forgiveness that you feel like you need to give out, That's all you can do. And if somebody is willing to forgive you, but I also think this is just about mending those pieces within you on a more metaphorical level. Healing energy, lots of healing energy. Okay, not for you. Look at that. Fortune cookie in the middle in this game of chess. There's a fortune waiting for you. There's something positive that wants to come through. And it starts with you trusting this niggle, letting go of this guilt and shame, freeing yourself, right? Getting yourself back to balance, listening to what Spirit's trying to tell you. But I think on some level, this niggle, you know something's not for you, something's not right. You know you need boundaries somewhere. You should be moving away from something, but it's been really hard for you to detach, perhaps. I think because of that guilt and shame. Yeah. Round and round just suggests we're going around and around the same issue over and over again. And it's just, you've come to a time, you're at that precipice of it's really time to take a leap of faith and ask for the change and lean into the change. Like the time is now. Okay. And then we've got new life. Yeah. Leading in, ending a cycle off, definitely, especially because you're connected into that moon energy. So you're likely very cyclical in the way that you are in your life. But I think there's a cycle you've been going around and around with and repeating over and over again. And it's causing this block to that new life energy. And then you've got fork in the road. So it's because of maybe too many options or not trusting yourself to know which one to take, the one that you want versus the one that you feel like you should take. It's kind of like that. But by allowing for you to free yourself of these energies and these heavy emotions that are keeping you stuck will help you navigate this fork in the road and make the right decision for you. A new life brimming with possibility, cleaning out your energetic field, creating those healthy boundaries that you need so that you can make some time for some contemplation and reflection and some healing for yourself. You deserve it, message 3. I feel like you don't realize how much you deserve this time out for yourself to receive all the things that you need to move forward. Yeah, there's it's not for you energy. There's something that you might be tempted to move towards or say yes to that isn't for your, that wouldn't be for your best and highest good, or it's just in general not the best option for you. And you might be going around and around it with your mind, just the cycle that just keeps repeating. And it's like, I feel like your message is it's time to break that cycle and open up and listen to Spirit, what's trying to tell you. Make you a priority. Never forget you are loved. Love never dies. And it's the number 9 down there. I noticed that right away. I don't think I've noticed the numbers on these cards on any of the other messages, but number 9, number of completion, ending something off. Never forget you're loved. You are loved and love never dies. Yeah, it cannot be destroyed, right? The energy of love. I think maybe some of you just needed to hear that. I think maybe some of you are punishing yourselves for something. This is general, so that won't make sense for all of you, but you are loved. You are worthy of love. You are deserving of love. Look at that. So much overlap in all these messages. There's definitely something collective going on for all of us. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. New life energy that wants to come through. You need to face that fork in the road with truth and your heart open, where you're trusting the niggle and you're creating boundaries so that you can say yes and move towards the right thing, person, situation, idea, whatever it is. This is likely connected to passion, purpose, but I also think for this particular reading, for some of you, it might be people or a person. Family ties. Yeah. Okay. 1441. So those numbers could be important for you. And it says family ties, connections, friendships, romantic relationships, and family ties. How do you move forward toward your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest. If it's piqued by something, these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. Yeah. Family ties. Sometimes not sometimes. I don't know why I said that. For you guys, I feel like perhaps the needs of your family, your friends, the people that count on you, depend on you, pull you so far away from your passion, your purpose, your capabilities, your superpowers, essentially, because you're so busy doing for others that you forget about you, and that you actually came in this world as an individual, and you will leave this world as an individual, and you have things that you're meant to share and to do that is going to fill your emotional cup in the best possible ways. But there's a lot going on here with like romantic connections too, right? This new life energy. I don't know. I think for some of you, that's going to be a thing that follows this energy. But this says follow your interest if it's piqued by something. So yeah, wherever you're compelled to go, whatever you're compelled to walk towards, to do, to try, just trust that niggle. Don't feel guilty or ashamed or guilty about wanting more for you, for wanting what your heart desires. You deserve it, and it's showing up as you can have it, right? Because you have this happy ending coming up. I think there's a little bit of imposter syndrome here and lack of feeling worthy of things as well for my message 3 choosers. Wow, you hear bright tinkling notes of bells or chimes. You don't know where they're coming from, but something tells you what they mean. The angels are working on your behalf. Clairaudience, right? I should have said that too with that, because I said sounds and music and song and things like that, lyrics standing out. But this is another way that our clairaudience starts to open up, or it's trying to get our attention. So just do as this card says and pay attention to when you hear those sounds clairaudiently. This is spirit saying, stop, pause, listen. We've got something to tell you. Something that we want you to understand. What were you thinking about in that moment? Follow that line of thought, that thread of thinking. It's along those kinds of lines. The angels are working on your behalf. Something tells you what they mean. So don't discount those feelings when they show up for you, when this shows up for you, and these bells and chimes start ringing in your ears. All right, message 3. I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most fantastic day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So you guys chose the image of the yellow gift box, and above that was the eye, the third eye. So this is connected to mental energy, the air signs. You don't have to be an air sign for this to be making sense to you. You could have it in your astrological chart, like strong placements there, but again, you don't have to. But it is connected into that air energy, which is mental energy, which is intelligence, wisdom, being able to see things very clearly. You might be somebody who is wise beyond your years, or who is able to connect into something profound at times, universal wisdom, universal energy, and have the vision to see whatever you receive, almost like an energetic download, and implement it in some way, whether you're doing that or not. So that's just with the imagery, and that will resonate with some and maybe not others, but it's there because if you were drawn to it, you likely have the capacity, again, whether you're doing this or not, to utilize these types of powers. Somebody who I feel like is very intelligent, emotional intelligence or spiritual intelligence or actual like academic intelligence, all could be a thing. But I also think that for many of you, there's this, like, I not only can receive these universal downloads of divine wisdom and truth, but I can see it, like I can like manifest it. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So we've got clairaudience. This showed up in the last message. There's so much overlap in all these messages. So this is suggesting that you naturally have the ability to hear spirit, whether you realize you're doing it or not. You've always had this capacity. It could be underutilized, not utilized as all, but it's there. Suggesting that maybe sometimes you hear ringing in your ears, bells, chimes, songs, and lyrics really stand out to you. Like you know that they've just sent you a message and you hear it, or you literally can hear wisdom come through your ear chakras, telling you something, telling you go this way, go that way, listen to this, go, whatever it is. You have the ability to do that clairaudiently, and it's connected to the throat chakra. So if the throat chakra is overactive and we're really expressing a lot and talking a lot, we might be being asked to slow down, take a step back so that we can listen more, because we're supposed to be receiving something clairaudiently. Or if it's underactive, we could be holding back, not expressing, not sharing the wisdom that we have, the knowledge that we have in a way that would benefit ourselves and others. And you've got psychic touch. So psychic touch connects into many things, actually. It's like psychometry. So essentially what I'm doing right now is psychometry. Using tarot cards as a form of psychometry, where you're using cards to tap into other energy, to a bigger message. It's also somebody who's capable of holding on to things that passed on loved ones have had and connect to their energy and receive messages from them. Also, psychic touch could be for those that can heal through touch, like a Reiki healer. Also connected to that. Either way, it's connected to psychometry, and this is what wants to awaken you more. So maybe you have the capacity to heal through Reiki and psychic touch that way. Maybe you don't realize that when you hold on to things that other people have owned, you're connecting to their energy and you start to get visions or wisdom, or you clairaudiently receive messaging through it. Or maybe you're meant to do tarot card readings where you use the tarot cards to connect into something bigger and broader, a bigger message. This is something that wants to be awakened within you, message for. So there's so many ways that psychic touch can be utilized. I mean, in the image, that one flew right out. In the image, it's with jewelry, right? And you've probably seen other psychics do that, where they've hold on to something that somebody's owned and they can tap into that person's energy. You could likely do this too, message for. Goodness. Magic. Raven energy. Own your power. Own your power. You are a powerful person. You do receive divine downloads, because remember, in that initial image that you were drawn to was the all-seeing eye, right? Third eye chakra. Visually receiving, intuitively, energetic downloads, psychic touch, and clairaudience. Quite magical. I think you have far more than just one or two psychic gifts here, message for. But I don't think that they're utilized as much as they could be. And I will say psychic touch can be a little bit destabilizing, not so much with tarot cards, but with holding on to things that have belonged to others before. It can cause us to feel a little bit off or a little crazy at times. Like, why am I all of a sudden hearing this or seeing that? Just trust that you're tapping into something. And rather than second guess it or question it, maybe you just go write something in the journal about what you received and find out later if that made any sense, or if there was something to that thought or sound. Okay, heart chakra. So you have a strong and powerful heart chakra, wisdom, being able to tap into your heart's wisdom. Whether you're doing that or not right now, it's likely that you're not, but having a clear heart space is going to be extra important for you. Leading with the heart, I feel here. Yep, there's the throat chakra, which is connected to clairaudience. So I feel like this expression, because, throat chakra is connected to self-expression, authenticity, being held back in some way, which also affects your ability to awaken your psychic touch, as well as the heart chakra. So these are two energetic centers that are asking to be cleansed and cleared and brought back into balance right now, because they are super powerful for you, whether you recognize it or not. They are your power chakras. But I feel that there's some imbalances within them. Maybe the heart's a little bit guarded or closed off. Maybe your throat chakra is a little overactive or underactive, not having been created enough space to listen to what Spirit's trying to tell you, or just generally blocked because you're not expressing yourself as much as you could either. I don't know why, guys, but I was going to go put these cards back to pull more, and it went upside down and says sacral chakra. I'm just feeling like that might be an extra thing for some of you. Sacral chakra. So that's our emotional center, our water center, where we hold intuition, where we can hold all of our emotions, good or bad, guilt, shame, things like that. But also creativity, where we create from. So this might be a little extra tidbit of information for you guys, that this is an energy center that might get affected as well. You could have, I'm forever, for whatever reason, I'm feeling like physical stuff in the sacral. Maybe that's why I felt like I needed to look at it and show you guys. Maybe you get upset stomach, or sometimes, your stomach goes into knots or something to that. So there could be a bit of a block here too. And if this is running clear, our creativity is running clear and our emotions are balanced. And that just makes everything easier as well. So I think that might be a bit of the message here too. All right, let's pull some more cards. Yeah, owning your power. So I'm wondering if there's something through the sacral that makes you feel disempowered or lessened, because that area is responsible for guilt, shame, but also like worthiness, feeling good enough. Magic. You are magic. I feel like you have a lot more than just the capability to hear spirit and receive like energetic downloads and the psychic. I feel like it's more than that. Second touch. Like, I don't know why. But I feel like you guys have, it's almost like you could really pick and choose if you were doing some healing work on yourself and getting really balanced and aligned and making space for spiritual connection and universal connection. I feel like you'd open up all your clairs in some way. I think this is what I'm trying to say. Pleiades, double mission. Yeah. Channeling and uplifting humanity. That was the word I was looking for, and I couldn't quite find it. Channeling spirit. You, with choosing that yellow image, the yellow gift box, right? That's mental energies connected to the crown chakra, which is like wisdom and messaging coming through you, to you, and as you, and you're channeling it from something higher. Yes, and this is saying double mission. And that's what I feel for you guys. Like, you have a lot of options to use your spiritual gifts in a lot of different ways, I feel like. And that all your clairs have the potential to be working and open and used by you. And then look up what the Pleiades are and the Pleiadian star seeds are. You might feel a strong affinity or connection to them and their energy. Yeah. Channeling and uplifting humanity, using your wisdom and your self-expression to do just that. And you have many gifts and talents to share. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. But this is coming over on the side of challenge, right? Where we're not trusting these things, that transformation can happen, that not making enough space for this healing to happen, to get clear, and to allow this energy to move through us, through you, rather, message 4. Yeah, it's sort of like Spirit wants you to step back to allow this to happen. I'm feeling like that for you guys. We're getting a lot of feminine energy show up here too, which kind of makes sense because on the bottom was that sacral chakra card. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, mystic. I think some of you might be connected into the star realm, star beings, star seeds energy. Look at that, mystic and teacher, beauty and devotion, priestess. Somebody who, again, can use all of your clairs. These would be your most powerful ones. This one wants to awaken now. This one you naturally have, whether you recognize it or not. But I feel like you've got so much more to give. You're meant to guide and teach. You receive divine downloads, are able to channel wisdom and messaging from the spiritual realm. Like, you are that magic. You have a lot of power. You've just not fully embraced it and allowed for this healing and transformation to happen. Ooh, okay. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Heads up for you guys. This is just saying no, walking into stormy energy, to something that's not for your best and highest good, not to your benefit. Think about what that might be. If you have a feeling within you, something telling you, I probably shouldn't do this, but I feel like I have to do this, or I don't have a choice, look again. This is your heads up. You have the free will to choose to follow it or not. And because it's general, this no is going to pertain to something different for all of you. But this is saying no hasty decisions, no quick decisions. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So take that as you will, message 4. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Yeah, blocked off from your heart's wisdom. Your heart knows exactly what to do. There's even now scientific studies to suggest that our hearts are like a little brain, and that they really are able to guide us. And I feel like your heart space has been a bit blocked, perhaps for good reason. Maybe you've been hurt, burned, slighted, smited in some way, or you haven't had a lot of people around you where you felt like you could be fully yourself and vulnerable. But it's time to allow this healing to happen on a cellular level, because I feel like it's going to open up so many of your clairs, not just your ability for the psychic touch, but many more to follow, almost like a domino effect. Because you have a lot to do with uplifting humanity and being that mystic, that teacher, staying devoted. Because you've got it here, devotion, And then you've got beauty and devotion. You need to stay devoted to your true path, to your true calling. So not settling for that low-hanging fruit, message 4. I feel like there's some sort of temptation here for some of you guys. You need to tune into the portal of your heart before making any big decisions that are not aligned with your spiritual path. And I'm saying for you guys, your spiritual path, because I think you guys are like highly, highly spiritual. I keep thinking of this like you're never meant to come here to play small. Time to go. Yeah, it's time to walk away from something. And it's the number 45, and in numerology, that would be a 9, which would be the ending, a completion of some sort. What do you need to be walking away from? What do you need to say no to so that you can then say yes to a higher calling, something that you would be devoting your whole heart and self to? I feel like it's like almost like this, your own personal spiritual evolution. Like you were meant to be evolving on a spiritual level as a human being in this lifetime. And choosing less than what would help you do that is not going to be for your best and highest good. Ooh, message in a bottle. Okay, pay attention to messaging coming through, especially if it's written, because we've got message in a bottle, or if it has something to do with an emotional message, because we've got it in the water there. But just messaging is about to come through for you. And you know what's funny? It's coming on the side of clairaudience and heart chakra blockages here, because we see that we need to tap into it. You might have already received a message that you have dismissed or not trusted, and it's time to look at that again. But we always get a do-over. I know people think that we don't, but when it comes to receiving spiritual messaging and guidance, we get do-overs with that. Be like, okay, we're going to wait for better timing and bring back this message to him or her and hope that they receive it this time. I feel like there's something to that. So you want to be ready and open for that. I do think some of you have already received it, though. Chop wood. Okay. Chop wood. This is about physicality. This is about preparing, doing the work, right? Staying devoted, allowing ourselves to have these gifts open, to making a commitment and devoting ourselves to becoming more aligned with our powers, who we are, what we bring to the table. Building off of that. Chop wood goes with that. Yeah, it's like toiling away. It's like the 8 of Pentacles energy, like toiling away. Keep at it. Keep working. Own your power. Okay. Look at this. Why? It says why. And then there's a book with angel wings behind it. And you've got message in a bottle. Something is about to come back around. Some sort of messaging, some sort of wisdom. I feel like it's going to come through written word, maybe in a book. Something written. It's going to help you. It's meant to guide you. It's a message from spirit. So really stay open to this. Group 4, message 4. It's going to help you understand why things are happening the way that they are. Why maybe you shouldn't go in a certain direction, or why you had to be maybe going through difficulty. It could be different for all of you, but it's going to help you understand the why of things. I also feel like the how of things, though, with this message in the bottle being here as well. I do. Okay. Yin. Okay. Yin, female energy, right? Feminine energy. You don't have to be a female or to be needing more of your feminine energy. It's basically just saying that your feminine energy will help you be creative, inspired, connected into your emotions in the most balanced way, so that we can feel more heart-centered and devoted and be focusing in on the beauty of things and what we want to create and what we want to nurture. So needing to cultivate more of that yin energy. Such a good idea for you guys. Message 4. So I really think for you guys, throat, heart, and sacral chakra, really good areas for you to focus on. Of course, take the time to do a full-on alignment, balancing for all of your chakras, because you do have this strong resonance and power that's suggesting that you have the ability to use all your clairs in some way. But starting with these, creating a space for this, to listen to what Spirit's trying to tell you, to connect into these these messages, my goodness. Yeah, it feels like something's coming back around with this message. I think that you've already received it in some kind of way or some form before, but it's coming back. It almost feels like with a better understanding for you to understand the why of things, if that makes sense. Man, this card. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. Yeah. This is what follows, right? Doing the healing work here and allowing the gift of psychic touch to start to open by clearing away these chakras and owning your power, et cetera, et cetera. You've got something happy showing up, a happy ending so that you can have an even more beautiful and even happier new beginning. Go out and plant new life seeds. Yeah. Sow for the future. Chop wood, right? Getting prepared. What are you building? Stay devoted to that. No matter what happens, no matter what hardships thrown your way, obstacles come into your path, it was not meant to have you retreat backwards. Maybe pause, maybe get aligned, maybe do some healing, but then going back at it. It feels like that for you guys. Go out and plant new life seeds. Sow for your future. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. Yep. You're definitely kind of being encouraged to keep going, but that you're at a stage right now where you might need to stop, pause, and make space to heal what's been causing you to feel tripped up or disconnected or not allowing certain gifts to open up more fully. Okay. Let's pull an angel card here for you guys. I really don't overshuffle. I'm not going to do that. Just going to do that. Look at this communication. Message in a bottle, and that girl reaching for the book with angel wings behind it. Why? Really receiving messaging. And the number 888, the number of karma. So, and don't be afraid of that. Karma can be good and bad. It's neutral. It's just whatever we assign to it. Everyone always thinks it's bad. This says communication, charisma, communication, society, movement, journey, and repetitive circumstances. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. Yeah. And communication, right? You're meant to be hearing some form of communication, receiving communication. I think some of you already have, but going over and over again, the same thing, moving towards that no energy instead of away from it and starting something new and having that new beginning and planting new seeds is what you are meant to be doing. And I feel like this reading is reaching you to let you know that it's time. It's time to disconnect from what's been. The past is the past. You're being asked to move towards a new future, one that's far more aligned with you and your soul. You know, as it says, repetitive circumstances. That communication, right? Because you've got throat chakra, expression, clairaudience, communication of all kinds. So prevalent and so important for a message for choosers right now. So you have to make space for this message for. Well, you don't have to, but I would recommend that you do. All right. Everyone and all living things have auras, visual manifestations of the angel energy angel energy surrounding us. By raising your vibrational energy and training your eyes, you will be able to see auras. Another thing, right? And you also chose the eye, which is the all-seeing eye, which is responsible for vision and third eye energy and intuition. Yeah. And look, this is a person standing there fully balanced. Chakras are all clear, vibrating high. Definitely needing to get balanced and aligned right now, message for. You have so many things that want to happen. And if some of you have already been seeing colors around others, don't worry, you're not going crazy. You are starting to tap into their auras. But this is just another thing on the cards for you, quite literally on the cards for you. Everyone and all living things have auras, visual manifestations of the angel energy surrounding us. By raising your vibrational energy, you're training your eyes, and you will be able to see auras. And this is just going to be another tool in your toolkit once you've done all this work and you've done that healing at a deep cellular level that up levels all of your energy and all of your clairs start to open. I feel like because you've got that double mission card there, being able to tap into all these many different gifts is going to be so beneficial to you and others moving forward. But we're starting here. It starts here. It starts now, right? Making new decisions and saying no to the past. The past is the past, and it's time to move forward to that new beginning, right? As it says, go out and plant new life seeds and sow for your future. Doing that hard work energy, that chopped wood energy. All right. I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing and beautiful day. Take care, guys.